Welcome back, you cinemaniacs. It's great to have you here. Today on Retro Review, we're diving headfirst, or maybe just jogging slowly, into the classic that is Forrest Gump. So grab your box of Russell Stovers because we've got a lot of ground to cover, and yes, we're probably gonna cry. Believe it or not, Forrest Gump started out as a 1986 novel by Winston Groom. The book was different, a little darker, a little weirder, but Forrest was more of a lovable brute than a wide-eyed innocent. But screenwriter Eric Roth read it and thought, what if we make this guy a walking history lesson with a heart the size of Alabama? Paramount Pictures said yes, Tom Hanks said yes, and the rest is box office history. Oh, and fun fact, before Hanks came on board, they considered John Travolta, Bill Murray, and Chevy Chase for Forrest. Imagine that movie. You can't? Good, let's not. Director Robert Zemeckis, fresh off Back to the Future glory, took the job and decided to use cutting-edge CGI to insert Forrest into real historical footage. This was 1994, when CGI was basically magic. They had Forrest shaking hands with JFK, teaching Elvis how to dance, and even appearing on the Dick Cavett show. Watching it now, it's still surprisingly seamless, unless you're looking way too hard at the lip syncing, in which case, you're kind of missing the point. So, what's Forrest Gump about? Well, it's basically the story of a man who accidentally photobombs 30 years of American history. Forrest is a simple guy from Alabama who, thanks to sheer kindness, optimism, and a knack for being in the right place at the right time, goes from college football superstar to Vietnam hero to ping pong champion to shrimp boat captain to billionaire investor. You know, the usual life path. But in between running across the country and shaking hands with presidents, Forrest's heart belongs to Jenny, played by Robin Wright. Their love story is messy, it's beautiful, it's occasionally frustrating. Jenny's life is a whirlwind of 60s counterculture, bad decisions, and tragic turns. Forrest loves her unconditionally, even when she's off doing, well, Jenny things. It's a romance wrapped in a history lesson wrapped in a southern drawl. Tom Hanks is Forrest Gump. His slow Alabama accent, his gentle mannerisms, it's so convincing that you forget Hanks is acting. Robert Wright brings depth to Jenny, making her both lovable and infuriating. Gary Sinise is Lieutenant Dan. Gary Sinise is Lieutenant Dan? Iconic. His arc from bitter, self-destructive veteran to hopeful, self-made man is one of the best in the film. And then there's Michael T. Williamson as Bubba, the man who could talk about shrimp longer than any human being should. And yes, Sally Field plays Forrest's mother, despite being only 10 years older than Hanks. Hollywood magic, folks. And here's a fun fact. Haley Joel Osment shows up in the final act as Forrest Jr. Yes, the kid from Sixth Sense, which means canonically, Forrest's son can see dead people. Think about that crossover potential. When Forrest Gump hit theaters in July 1994, it ran faster than Forrest himself at the box office, raking in $678 million worldwide. That's not just success, that's buying a shrimping fleet and a football team money. It was also the highest grossing film in North America that year, beating The Lion King. Sorry Simba, but the feather won. Critics were split on this film. Some called it a masterpiece of sentimentality and Americana. Others accused it of being manipulative and politically simplistic. But audiences didn't care. They loved it. It went on to win 6 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director for Zemeckis, and Best Actor for Hanks. And yes, Hanks' acceptance speech was pure class. No shrimp recipes included.
I'm empowered to stand here thanks to the ensemble of actors, men and women, who I shared the screen with, who in ways that they will never understand made me a better actor.
Tom Hanks actually didn't take a salary for Forrest Gump. Instead, he negotiated a percentage of the profits. That gamble made him a whole lot of money, like around $65 million in profit. Way more than the movie's original $55 million budget. Also, the running scenes, Hanks wasn't always the one doing them. Some were done by his younger brother, Jim Hanks, who looks uncannily like him when running. Guess it's in the genes. And that famous line, "My mama always said life is like a box of chocolates." It's actually different in the book. In the novel, Forrest says being an idiot is no box of chocolates. Hollywood went with the sweeter version. Probably a good call, unless you wanted this to be Forrest the Cynic. Forrest Gump wasn't just a movie, it was a cultural event. It mixed heart, history, and technology in a way no one had seen it before. It wasn't afraid to be sentimental, to wear its emotions on its sleeve, or tell a decades-spanning story through the eyes of a man who saw the world simply and beautifully. In the age of edgy anti-heroes, Forrest was refreshingly pure. And let's be honest, it gave us quotes for life. "Run, Forrest, run! Stupid is as stupid does." That's all I have to say about that. The film didn't just live in theaters, it lived in pop culture. Nearly 30 years later, we're still referencing it, still watching it, and of course we still get emotional when that feather floats away in the breeze. So, that's Forrest Gump in a nutshell. A movie that proved sometimes the simplest stories told with a big heart, technical wizardry, and a killer cast can last forever. Or at least until people stop eating chocolates, which is never. This has been your Retro Review. Now if you excuse me, I'm gonna run to the fridge. If you like what you just saw, please do like and share this video. And subscribe to Movie-matic. We really appreciate it. If you don't, thank you for watching the video all the same. You take care and have a great one.